Israel set to pay tribute to its victims of war and conflict. Netanyahu looking to make Israel as a Jewish state into basic law. Ex-Shin Bet chiefs say Israel has no desire to stop price tag attacks. And Bibi thinks you're all slaves to your picture-taking gadgets. Shalom, welcome to the Jerusalem Post News, our top stories for Sunday, May 4th. Israel is set to pay tribute to its 23,169 casualties of war and terrorism who've fallen since the year 1860, when Jews were first allowed to live in Palestine outside of Jerusalem's Old City. On Sunday evening, events marking the annual Remembrance Day for the fallen of Israel's wars and victims of terrorism will be held nationwide. A minute-long siren will ring out tonight, 8 p.m. local time, marking the start of the Remembrance Day. A 2-minute siren will also be heard on Monday, 11 a.m., marking the start of official memorial ceremonies held at 52 military cemeteries. The Defense Ministry says 57 Israelis have joined Israel's casualty count since last year's Remembrance Day, and that an additional 50 disabled IDF veterans have died due to their disabilities. The number of bereaved family members stands at just over 17,000, of which just over 2,000 people are orphans and just under 5,000 are IDF widows. Israel will then be marking its 66th year of independence on Tuesday. Prime Minister Netanyahu has announced he's seeking to formally constitute Israel as the Jewish state into basic law. Speaking in the Hall of Independence in Tel Aviv last Thursday and reiterating it again in today's cabinet meeting, Netanyahu said he will promote a basic law that would define Israel as the nation-state of the Jewish people, arguing this should be getting constitutional status alongside the Knesset's other basic laws, which already define Israel's governmental, legislative and judicial powers, as well as its protection of civil rights and the codifying of Jerusalem's internationally disputed status as Israel's undivided capital. Netanyahu added, the state of Israel will always ensure full equality in the personal and civil rights of its Jewish and non-Jewish citizens alike. This comes after the Palestinians continued to reject the Prime Minister's precondition of Israel as Jewish throughout the now collapsed peace process. Meanwhile, the UN announced Friday that the Palestinian Authority has now formally joined 5 international human rights treaties, which include banning of torture, racial discrimination, and promoting women's and children's rights. Israel is not managing to stop the wave of nationalist-driven price tag vandalism against Arabs because it does not want to, says former Shin Bet security agency chief Carmi Gilon. Speaking at an event in Beersheva, South Israel, on Saturday, Gilon, who led Shin Bet from 1994 to 96, the period when a far-right Jewish extremist assassinated then Prime Minister Yitzhak Rabin, said the ongoing hate crime of price tag attacks could otherwise be halted quickly by the Shin Bet if it chose to do so. Former Mossad chief Shabtai Shavit also spoke at the same event, saying Israel doesn't enforce its laws. This follows an ongoing wave of anti-Arab vandalism within as well as beyond the Green Line over the past few weeks, which have led to protests in the Arab sector, as well as heavy condemnation from several Israeli politicians. And it turns out the Prime Minister of the startup nation, priding itself on technological innovation, has had enough of your trigger-happy picture-taking gadgets. But surely Bibi also knows someone could always be filming him behind the scenes, as well as taking photos with said gadgets.
מה יוצא לך מכל הצילומים האלה? מה אתה עושה עם זה? זאת אומרת, מה בדיוק עושים עם זה? צילמת, אוקיי, אז מה קורה עכשיו? משעמם. אני לא מבין את העולם החדש הזה, כולם מצלמים. מתי הם מספיקים לחיות? הם כל הזמן מצלמים. כולם מצלמים את כולם. רק מצלמים, זה הכל מה שזה. מצלמים. אל תצלמו, תחיו. So I'm the only person here
1 minute
without all these electronic devices. Okay? I'm a free man, and you're all slaves.
right.
You're slaves to your gadgets.
Absolutely right.
You're slaves.
But the Prime Minister can't exactly claim he doesn't buy into the hype of taking a selfie every now and then. That's it. We're back tomorrow with more main headlines. Until then, shalom from the Jerusalem Post studio.